Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan, also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains, JC. Today is September 11th, 2024. We are looking at Proverbs chapter 11, and we're going to look at verse 16 and 17. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 16 and 17. A gracious woman gains honor, but a violent man gains only riches, or a ruthless man gains only riches. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel man brings disaster on himself. You know, as I was looking at that this morning and thinking about going through spending my time with the Lord, I'll be honest, I was a little bit distracted about my proverb for today. I've been reading these chapters every day for years, and there are times where I find myself complacent in it. And so I quick skimmed through, picked these two verses and thought those are what I'm going to talk about, and got ready to go. And the Lord really impressed on me that I hadn't actually read the chapter yet. So I went back, even though I really didn't have the time, and I read, saying, okay, maybe there's something else God wants me to talk about today. So I'm open to whatever it is He has, and I start reading, and I read chapter 11, and I get to verse 16 and 17. He said, okay, finish reading the chapter, and then talk about those two verses, because they're good verses, but you didn't come at this fully submitted to me. You came at this with, I got a task to do, I'm going to get it done. And the reality is, I know. I approach life this way. And I know when I approach life this way, and I have a task to do, often I get the task done, but it's not the best that I could do. And I was looking at those verses today. A gracious woman gains honor, or a person, a woman, a man who speaks with caring and hope and concern, and not only speaks but does, acts in those ways. Don't we look at them and think highly of them? But a ruthless or a violent person, we see that they get what they're chasing after, but we don't necessarily respect them. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel man brings disaster on himself. And that's hard to believe, because we just read that a violent man gains riches and a kind man benefits himself. And how is that possible? Well, there's so much more to be had. But that violent, that ruthless, that cruel man brings disaster on himself. Today, I could have brought these verses to you and not taken the time to go back and read, and God wouldn't have been able to do His work in me and remind me. A kind man benefits himself. Now, I'll remind you, I've talked about it before, but kindness first needs to be extended towards God, right? A kind man, a loving, gentle, cherishing man is someone who puts God first. Something to think about for you today. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day.